All right, so we're going to assume that this is our bass voicing here. This is what we start with. And we are going to put 4 kicks here, aka 4 on the floor. Okay. Number one thing, most important thing through this whole exercise, consonants, aka your transients lining up, aka your notes that are together sound like they're together. This is one note. It's not this plus this plus this. It's all 3 together making one sound. It's the sound of a bass drum with a snare drum and a hi-hat all on top of each other. It's not this. All right? Easy to do when you're not playing a beat, but then you get into a beat and a lot of people start to get sloppy. So it's like... not what you're going for. You're going for this. If that feels boring, well, get used to it. You're going to do a lot of beats like that on the drums. You got to be able to do beats like that. It's essential. All right, so let's get into this exercise. What's going to happen is we're going to permutate, aka move, these notes by a 16th note subdivision. So right now it's all in quarter notes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to move it to the E's. So the E of 1, the E of 2, E of 3, E of 4. Then it's going to be on the ands. Then it's going to be on the ahs. So let's do that. I'll do maybe them twice. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do it 4 times. Okay, now we're going to move it to the E's. To the ands. To the ahs. Pretty straightforward. Okay, now let's add 2 notes. 1E, 2E, 3E, 4E. Then they move to E and, which would look like... Then it moves to and, which would look like this. Then it moves... what you kind of think of as over the bar line to this. So we'll draw some like lines or whatever. All right, so we start here, then we go here, then we go here, then we go here. Everybody get that? Move it. Move it. Move it. So that's like level 2, you could say, right? And for a lot of people, for your beginners, that's where you should stop. You should just go through the first round with just 1 note and then go through the second round with 2 notes. Let's say you want to add another layer of difficulty. another level up to this, I would go to something like a 3/4, or like a 4/3. So that would be a bass drum every 3/16 notes. Right? You could do sets of threes too. You could go. And then you shift that. So right now it's on one E and. So now you would move it to E and. And then you could do something like 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a. Right? I don't do too many of those because I don't play a lot of 3 kicks in a row. So I usually, in my warm-up, get to about this level with 2 notes. And if I need to, I'll do a polyrhythm thing. But okay, let's actually put this into practice. Let's do the whole thing, and we'll kind of cycle through it quicker. All right? So starting with 1 note on quarter notes, and then after I get through the quarter notes, I'm going to go to 2 notes. All right? 1, 2. Move it. Move it. Move it. Move it. Move it. Move it. Out. Everybody follow? Pretty cool, right? I like it because it warms up a lot of things at once. It gets me paying attention to my notes lining up. It gets me paying attention to subdivisions, feeling E's and Ah's equally. It's a really democratic way to sort of attack a lot of things in your playing right out of the gates. You can change the swing, so it could be like. So that would be. That's way different. It feels more like triplets than that feels like 16th notes. And that brings up our next point, which is, you start to put things over the top of it. So, start with 16th notes maybe. Let's just work through the doubles with that. So, move it. Move it. Move it. Let's do the 3/4. Now you can double this like this. And if you're really a pro, you can count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. Woo, that's tricky. You can do that with one hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. You know, every single system that you lay over it, you want systems. That's a very Gary Chester definition. Every hand system, if you want to call it, that you put over the top of it, it's going to sort of highlight different things you need to work on. You know, a big thing with me, I really struggle for some reason with lining that note, the one and one ah. For some reason, I really struggle with that. So that's something I work on a lot in my playing, isolating that. Another level up, we can start to add paradiddles or like paradiddle-like systems. So let's just take a regular paradiddle. And then run the exact same thing. Start with one note, go to two, and then if you can get up to it, go to a polyrhythm thing. So I'll do that really quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Move it. 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 Oh, it's so great. It's like it tangles you up in the best way possible. Especially when it's stuff that's like kind of so what's easy to do is something like the, because those line up with right, right, left, left. What's hard to do is like when it's in the middle of a paradiddle. So you've got right, and then it's left, right, right. This is this. It's just it breaks your brain, you know. Same with this. My philosophy is kind of like, if that stuff really gives you trouble, you should steer towards it. You know, if you're thinking like, oh, my grooves aren't really hitting enough, it's like, well, give yourself a challenge that's even like way further than what you're actually facing in your own music right now, you know, and like this. If you can do that, you know, then it makes that a lot less intimidating, right? Overtraining. All right, and then sky's the limit. Throw whatever system you want over this.